Back with some more KJK VIP Prizepicks MLB player props for you here in this video today, guys. Yesterday's video, we went 5 and 1, so that is 2 videos in a row now. Where the free picks that I've given out, the actual VIP slips that I've been running have gone 5 and 1. It's unfortunate I've gotten hooked on both, but if you're new, you're going to want to stick around because I'm going to be giving out these free VIP plays every single video that you tune into. This channel, you're getting actual plays that I'm actually playing myself, that I'm actually sending over to my VIP members for free. I'm coming on, I'm sharing one slip for you. We're running all 5 and 6 pick flexes because if we're able to hit our individual picks at a 60% hit rate or higher, we're going to get an insanely good return on investment long term. As you can see, the last 2 videos, it's all public. You can go back, you can go to my YouTube channel, you can watch them through again. You're going to see me explain why I liked the picks before and then the results after when I come back on. I mean, we're hitting out at 80% hit rate. Is that sustainable long term? No, but the hit rate has been just ridiculously good. You're seeing all that goes into my process. And if you're tuning into the content you're enjoying, one, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel with the notification bell. It's completely free. It takes 2 seconds to do. The amount of value you're getting in these videos for free is insane. The fact that you just have to flick your phone on every day and you get access to this is a blessing. But if you're wanting to get access to even more, you should have been in the VIP yesterday. Guys, I can't say enough. All I'm doing is I'm coming on, I'm explaining all the process that goes into my VIP picks, and I'm sharing with you guys one slip. This is 24/7 access to all the things that I'm talking about. So the results you're seeing in these videos after these breakdowns, right? I mean, this is going on every single day over there for $49.99 a month. It's an insane value. It's an absolute joke. It's very affordable. I made it that way on purpose. It's $1.66 a day, guys. I can promise you the amount of resources, software, money that is dumped into this thing. If you knew for $1.66 a day, I've been doing this for like close to a decade, you would have joined like a month ago if you've been watching this for free. Okay, so hop in there. I'm going to continue to pump out this free content as much as possible. And yeah, we're running all 5 and 6 pick flexes, guys. This is the game, man. If you didn't know, I teach all this in my Discord, but I mean, you only have to hit. This is the example I use all the time with people because I find it to be a big brain opener for people that are learning. You only have to hit 2 out of every 46 man to be profitable. If you're playing $100 per play, right, and we do that times 40, I use $100 because it's a nice and easy number. We can pull up the free calculator here on the internet. I like this example because it really teaches people why I do things the way I do, right? So if you're going to play 46 mans at $100 a piece, that's 100 times 40, right? You're already going to be invested long term. You're putting in $4 grand, right? So essentially, you know, you're already down 4,000. That's how we're going to explain this example to people, okay? You're down $4,000 right out of the gate. That's your entry fees, okay? On Prizepicks, when you sweep, you're going to 25 extra money. So every time you sweep, you know, you're going to turn that into $2,500 if you're playing $100, right? So essentially, we're saying you already lost the 4 grand in this example, and you only have to get 6 out of 6 right twice to be up $1,000, right? Because every time you sweep, that's 2,500. So out of the 2 of those 40, you're going to get 6 out of 6 correct. You're going to get 2,500 every time you sweep. You know, that's going to be plus $5,000. Obviously, you know, we're already down down 4,000 in the example. We get 2 sweeps plus 5,000, right? I mean, it's simple math, but you're up $1,000, guys. Okay, so that's why you do it the way that I do it. If you're able to keep that hit rate up, as you've seen in the videos, you know, I give you a sneak peek of the process and everything that goes into it, and then you can see the results for yourself. You watch the breakdown, and then you see how it goes. Juan Soto really let us down yesterday, which sucked, but this is, I mean, feel free to pause the video and read this. This is what I teach, and it works. So if you aren't over in the VIP, would love to have you join. Long story short, it's just that I can't be on video 24/7 breaking down the plays and giving them out. I was just traveling for a week for weddings, so I had to take a break in the content. I'm back now. I would love to have you join over there, and let's continue to give you some free plays here. And it does look like this is the other part. You want to get the VIP. Bumps are going to happen every single day. So one of the plays that I'm going to review just got bumped down, which sucks because I would have liked for you guys to get this in for free. But this is just what happens when you're doing it right on these apps. They're going to bump plays. Okay, so it sucks, but it is what it is. We got to live with it. So anyways, this is the first 6 pick flex that I did already go ahead and lock in, that I did already send over to my VIP members. So we'll go ahead and break it down player by player here. Oh, it's the second 6-pick flex that I locked in, but it's the most recent one that I locked in. I'm going to break it down exactly why I like it. So, Mitchell Parker, going to be the first guy. If you have not signed up for Prizepicks, guys, go ahead and use the promo code KJKDFS. They're going to match it up to $100 on your first deposit. You can go ahead and lock in these plays with me here today. Mitchell Parker pitching out is going to be the first play that we're going to discuss. I talked about this New York Mets team in the last video being really effective versus left-handed pitching. And, you know, we were able to cash in using the guys against them. Like, I already gave these plays out for free, but once again, winner circle in the VIP, 25 into 250, using those Mets bats. Once again, Shaq Gardner mixing some plays, 5 into 125. They're in a similar spot here today, taking on the likes of Mitchell Parker. And this guy's been pretty solid overall. But once again, it's going to be a difficult matchup. He doesn't have the longest of leashes. Oftentimes, they've been pulling him around like 90 pitches. And he's going to have to go through the gauntlet of this Mets lineup today. So I expect him to have some difficulty here. They're going to give him a lot of tough at-bats. We're going to be targeting the under on his pitching outs here. So we're really looking for them to give him a very difficult time at the plate. Work a lot of deep counts, you know, a lot of like 3-2 full counts, make the guy throw a lot of pitches and get him out of the game early. That's kind of how we're going to have success with these pitching out props. And if you look up and down this Mets lineup, like, they don't strike out over the last 30 days. The strikeout rate versus lefties has climbed up a little bit, but the underlying metrics as far as the weighted on base and the isolated powers are still looking pretty good. Also, I do think, honestly, believe it or not, that last night's game, I mean, they were striking out a lot. Probably makes those numbers look a lot worse, ironically. But, yeah, on the season, they're just simply not striking out. Mitchell Parker's a guy that already has a low strikeout rate as is. He's only striking out right-handed bats at a 14.4% clip. He's going to see a lot of right-handed bats. That's just kind of how it works against a lefty. You're going to see these teams load up right-handed bats to try to combat the splits. And I think he's going to have a difficult time here today. I think the pitch count's going to get ran up. They're going to make him work. You know, 15% walk rate for JD Martinez, 9% walk rate for Vientos, 10% walk rate for Alvarez, 7% through the heart of this order. These are all big sluggers that walk a lot. So that's going to increase his pitch count, make it difficult for him to go deep. He went 15 last time against Tampa. Kind of expecting a little bit of a similar situation here. And then as far as the pitch count is concerned, this is all factored into the odds, guys, as well. I will look at market data every single day. One of the tools that I use for that is the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. Would highly recommend you check out this tool. There's going to be millions of dollars of sportsbook data invested into setting appropriate lines every single day. I use this tool to streamline that in and then find the best props on Prizepicks. You can see this is the second best prop on the board for Mitchell Parker, according to the GGF Optimizer. But we're looking at minus 140 on the under on FanDuel, minus 130 on the under on DraftKings, minus 135 on the under on BetMGM. If you don't know what these odds mean, you're looking at the screen. Just think of it as if you were going to go to FanDuel. I mean, this is the easiest way I find to explain. I say it every video because people that have no idea what this means, I think it's the most reasonable example. You're going to have to risk $140 to win $100 to take the under because they're saying it's so likely that he hits his under. We're going to make you risk more than you're going to win because you're more likely to win. So they're pricing that in. Hopefully that makes sense. So we can use these sportsbooks odds to our advantage to find good props on Prizepicks, where we are getting minus 119 implied odds in a 5 or 6 pick flex. I love the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. KJKDFS, guys, in my link down below. We'll get you 25% off this tool if you want to streamline this in every day. And then the other one you'll hear me talk about all the time for sportsbook market data is going to be OddsJam, which once again, they'll hook you up with a 35% off with my promo code KJKDFS. This is their sportsbook screen. We can look at every single sportsbook under the sun I've got pulled in here and see what they're pricing Mitchell Parker's pitching out at. As you can see, minus 140 on the under on FanDuel, which we already discussed. I will reiterate, we're getting minus 119 on Prizepicks, so we're getting really good bang for our buck. It's the same exact prop and we're paying less for it, okay? He's all the way down to 16.5 on some books here. BetRivers, he's down to 16.5, which is an entire pitching out difference, which is very significant for those of you that are new to this. Might not seem like a big deal, but trust me, the entire out difference is very notable here. So, okay. That's going to be pick number one. We talked about it. It's a really tough matchup for him taking on this Mets lineup. We also do have the market agreeing with us, right? We have all that market data agreeing with us that this is going to be a good prop, and a whole lot of data points agreeing. Okay, so I mean that's everything that's going on in the process here for play number one. The Mets are getting a nice ballpark upgrade as well, but that's all factored in here. Next guy we're going to talk about is going to be Carlos Rodon. It is going to be his strikeout prop, and it will once again be an under. Similar situation here where the matchup's just not too friendly for Rodon at the 6.5 line. Not going to be ideal for our man here today because he has to take on the Cincinnati Reds, who once again on the season versus left-handed pitching are going to be a bad match for him. We're going to lean towards the under for this reason. They just don't strike out. Look at these strikeout rates up and down their lineup. Well, only 11%, 17%, 19, 7, 16, 21. Outside of Elly De La Cruz, who strikes out at a 28.2% clip on the season, they're simply not striking out. And then we look at their recent data over the last 30 days. They're striking out even less throughout the heart and the bottom of the order. It's really just these two guys at the top, and Jonathan India and Elly De La Cruz who have displayed some strikeouts. So Rodon's only got a 22.1% K rate versus right-handed hitting on the season. It has creeped up to a 24 and 25% K rate over the last 30 days. But, I mean, everything factored in here, just 6.5 is just too high, man. I mean, I got the guy projected to go out there and in this spot rack up 6Ks, that makes sense. I mean, that's just how these sports books odds are set. You're essentially going to be looking at, 1K difference either on the over or the under. And then you're going to go ahead and target whatever side has the edge, right? I think it could go even less than that today, though, as stated. With these guys don't strike out. A lot of right-handed hitters to combat the splits. And the market's certainly going to agree with us here. We can go ahead and break that down for you guys here. Once again, go ahead and load it right into the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. This is going to find it really quick for us. We got that hyphen on there, so it's not going to like that. Carlos Rodon, you can see the under 6.5 strikeouts is going to be his best play on the entire board according to GGF. And why is that? Because they're factoring in all of these sportsbooks odds with millions of dollars invested. They're pulling it into this optimizer, and they're giving us a percentage odds of it hitting that prop. All right, so simple concept, but very effective. Having access to this data and being able to streamline it is going to help you in a big way find props quick. Minus 146 on the under on FanDuel, minus 135 on the under on DraftKings. And you see me pull up all the data and you see me break it down. Like, I'm looking at everything. Sometimes the market doesn't agree with me, my underlying metrics in the MLB, and I don't like that. I like for everything to match. In this case, everything matches up, right? So, I mean, the entire market's agreeing with us. We can go ahead and scan the strikeouts over here on OddsJam as well. See kind of what the entire market's telling us here. We're looking at minus 130.5 average odds on the under. No surprise to me, with a bunch of different data points telling us the unders to play. 137 on the under on Pinnacle, minus 146 on the under on FanDuel, minus 140 on the under on BetMGM, minus 140 on the under on Fanatics. Like, every single one of these markets is just telling us the under is the play. He's all the way up to minus 149 on Sportsbet. So they're all just telling us he is more likely to hit his under. And keep in mind, guys, we're getting minus 119 on a 5 or 6 pick flex. All right. He's all the way up to like minus 150 on a lot of these places. All right. So we're getting a Honda Civic for the we're getting a Ferrari for the price of a Honda Civic is what I like to say, kind of deal. We're getting good bang for our buck. It's the same exact prop. We're getting it at minus 119. Next prop is going to be a guy that I'm sure a lot of people on the channel are going to hate here today because we're taking the under on one of the best pitchers in baseball, on Chris Sale. You're going to pull up these last 5 charts. If you're someone that likes to look at these nice green things and you're new to the channel, you're going to learn that this means nothing to me. None of this matters. None of this last 5 matters. Every matchup's different. Every situation's different. Chris Sale could have been out for the last 2 months. With an injury coming back, and he's only going to throw like 30 pitches today. And the last time he pitched, this nice green chart is pulled up. Okay, so this means nothing, people. Taking the under here, taking on a San Francisco Giants lineup. I took the under on Chris Sale last time against a White Sox squad, and he let us down, unfortunately. I'm going to go right back to the well here. He's a minus 196 favorite, massive favorite. But he has to take on a San Francisco Giants squad, and really what has me interested in the under is the pricing here. He's at 44.5. I have him pitching a very effective game here today, but still winding up with more so 40 fantasy points. 44.5, he's got to really go out there and deal, which he's having a Cy Young season. But This Giants lineup, I mean, it's really not the easiest matchup. All it's going to take is one like 3-run home run or something, one mistake throughout the entire game, and he's not going to hit this over. So that's what has me interested in the under here. It's not that Chris Sale isn't good. It's, you know, it has nothing, like, the comments you'll get is like, Chris Sale is nasty. Like, yeah, duh. It's priced into the line, guys, right? So, like, is it going to be fun taking Chris Sale's under today? No, but look at these underlying metrics for this Giants team. Like a 265 isolated power metric for Chapman, 447 ISO here for Ramos, 258 ISO for Matos. VR, they aren't striking out a lot throughout. Like, he needs those strikeouts to surpass this prop. And then over the last 30 days, it's even worse. Like, they're not striking out. They're putting the ball in play. They're hitting for average. They're hitting for power. It's a pretty tough matchup, man. And all it's going to take is him giving up 2-3 runs, keeping his K total down to like 7. And, you know, he's not going to hit the over. He's projected to go out there and get 7 or 8 Ks. I'm sure, you know, he's projected to go 6 or more innings, and he's most likely to get the win with all these things factored in. But, I mean, the Giants have a 3.33 implied total. And once again, it's just the price for me. I think there's a higher likelihood that Sale ends this game at like 43 fantasy points than he does at 45, right? It's just that one mistake is all it's going to take. One of these guys in the heart of this order, the amount of power and contact ability they have against left-handed pitching on the season, you know, Jorge Soler, a guy that absolutely mashes, Ramos, Chapman, it's just like, don't strike out that much, you know, when you're going to get out, ground out, fly out, and then get a couple runs. You know, I think this under is going to hit. So, yeah, Chris Sale, we're rocking with the under. I know it's going to be scary. That's probably going to be a pick that a lot of people aren't going to like. But once again, I mean, I'm backing it with my own money. You just heard my reasoning. It's just we have to pick the over and under on props, and we have to pick ones with the most edge. I think this one has quite a bit of edge. UC Kikuchi, unfortunately, did get bumped as I just hit the record button. I liked his under. He has a really tough matchup against the Houston Astros. The 17.5 pitching outs was a really good one for me. A lot of pesky hitters up and down this lineup for the Houston side that just simply do not strike out versus left-handed pitching. So it's a similar situation to what we talked about with Mitchell Parker and the Mets. It's just a brutal matchup. All these guys hit for contact, power, etc. I'd expect them to be able to climb up the pitch count for UC Kikuchi, and Kikuchi's once again a guy that, I mean, he doesn't have the longest of leashes. I mean, they'll pull this guy oftentimes with like 88 pitches or something like that. 84 last time he was pulled, 63, 79. The last time he got up to like upper 90s was all the way back on June 11th. So him and Mitchell Parker have a similar story here. Just very difficult matchups against opponents that are going to make them work, that make contact, that don't strike out. And then these guys oftentimes are getting pulled at like 85, 86 pitches. If they don't have the leash, and the matchup's kind of tough. Like, I have them both projected to go out there and get pulled in the 5th inning, which for them to go over their pitching outs, they have to pitch 6 full innings. You know, the 17.5 mark, you need a full 6 innings for them to go over. I think they both get pulled around like the 5th inning. So we're rocking with the under, and the market agrees. Kikuchi, like I said, he got bumped down, but we could certainly go ahead and type him in here to the OddsJam Sportsbook screen and get a bunch of different data pointing to his under here, the 17.5. Number 1, he's already been bumped down on Prizepicks. And then number 2, you know, he's minus 138 on the under on FanDuel, minus 130 on the under on DraftKings. He's all the way up to minus 151 on the under on Caesar, minus 140 on the under on BetMGM. There's just all these different data points telling us that he is expected to go under this. And as I said, it's a brutal matchup, which is factored in, of course, the odds. All these millions of dollars, right? The market knows everything. So, yeah, and then we're going to round things out last but certainly not least with 2 bats in Coors Field. It's going to be Christian Yelich and Willy Adames for the Milwaukee Brewers. They get to take on the likes of the Colorado Rockies in Colorado, which is the best hitting environment in baseball. You'll hear me talk about it all the time. If you're new to this channel and you don't know, you're going to learn right now. Colorado is the best hitting environment in baseball for multiple reasons. Number 1 is going to be the field dynamics. Number 2 is going to be the elevation in Colorado. It tends to have the ball carry further It tends to make pitching more difficult. It tends to make breaking balls not break as much, curve balls not move as much. Anything you could ask for under the sun to make it easier on hitters, you have in Coors Field. Not to mention the Rockies pitching staff stinks. So on top of everything, every time that a visiting team gets to go into Colorado, they get to take on most likely a bad starting pitcher, a terrible bullpen. Colorado has the worst xFIP in the entire MLB with a 4.61 xFIP. That ranks dead last in the entire MLB. You could make an argument that some of that has to do with Coors Field. You know, their numbers might be skewed a little bit, but even if they are, they're terrible. I mean, Colorado's just kind of a poverty franchise right now. If you're a baseball fan, you know this. They're just not good, man. And the Brewers have a 6.42 implied total. They're on the road, so they're going to get the guaranteed top of the ninth inning at bat. If they're the home team and they're winning, they don't get to hit in the ninth inning. Away, it doesn't matter if they're winning or losing. They're still going to hit in the ninth inning. So we always want that, if at all possible. And if they're expected to put up, like 7 runs, I think there's a high likelihood that we could see Christian Yelich and Willy Adames both go over their hits, runs, and RBI prop. We can certainly break down this matchup. Guys, I mean, he's bad. He doesn't miss bats. You can't not miss bats in Coors Field and expect good things to happen. It's just not going to happen. It's difficult enough to pitch in as is. And when you don't miss bats, good luck. On the season, this Brewer squad, up and down, is really good. Christian Yelich is expected to hit in the 3 spot. Willy Adames is expected to hit in the 4 spot. I'd expect them to be able to get back up with a lot of runners on base, coming from the bottom of the lineup, moving things up and down, which is going to give them a ton of opportunity to obviously hit guys in, get the hits, the runs, the RBIs. 7 implied run total? Yes, please. What more can we ask for? Hudson stinks. He only has a 12% K rate versus lefties and 11% K rate versus righties. I mean, the ground ball stuff has been good for him overall, but you can only get away with that so long. Willy Adames is a guy that hits the ball in the air as is, and just expect there to be a ton of opportunity. Both these guys hitting good for average, hitting good for power. The Brewers just project so well here, and I think taking the 2 hitters and then number 3 and the number 4 spot, stacking them up to finish out our ticket is gonna be a really smart idea to do today. Okay, so unfortunately, Yusei Kikuchi did go ahead and get bumped, but outside of that, you guys are gonna be able to get in every other prop that I locked in this ticket. If you want to beat the bumps, you want to jump on over in the VIP and get access to all my tickets as soon as I place them, I would highly recommend you do so. I'm going to continue to give you free VIP plays on the channel as much as I can, but this is next level stuff over there. So if you haven't joined, hop in as soon as you can. And once again, if you want to kind of learn more about the process, just keep watching this content. You can go back and review this last video that I put out. Juan Soto let us down. If you're wondering why I took us over, go back and watch the video. It's all explained there. The previous video that I was able to get out, once again, I was traveling for a wedding, so it had been a minute since I got my last video out. You can go back and watch it, right? But the before, I can break it down. The after, you see the results. So I don't think there's a better way to show you that I know what I'm talking about than giving you actual plays I'm playing, going ahead and breaking them down, and hopefully helping you out with a ton of free value. Helping everybody win on the money. Win a bunch of money on the channel is the goal, so hopefully you enjoyed the content. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe to your channel, hit the notification bell on your way out the door. Wishing you all the best of luck on your Prizepicks MLB player props tonight, and we will see you in the next one.